Uh, uh, Generally, most of our friends trying to choose an area in the IT sector. Sometimes they think sometimes some areas is going forward. For example, nowadays cybersecurity is people speaking about too much. Sometimes tester is people speaking too much. Uh, what do you think if they choose one area? Can you advise this area is better? For example, I am an Android developer and I am searching the job advertisement. Sometimes I am thinking, should I have chosen the web development because too much web development opportunities in the area. But I didn't know this 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But maybe we can say this to new people. People will choose the area. What do you think if they start from zero? Which area should be better nowadays, for example, in the next 5 years?
It is a good question. If I knew the answer, I would be a rich man, but I'm not. I think there is to very many different areas there is need, for people. It's then a case of identifying where to go to. So when you talk about, for example, Android development, it instantly makes me start to think about startups. And I think there's a lot of startups that are creating their own apps and etc. And then of course what you need Android developer, you need a Swift developer, and perhaps a web developer. So I think Android, it's not a bad one at all, and web development can be quite frequent, but at the same time, web development, I would argue, goes a little bit more commonly across the business-to-business sector. So anyway, back to your question. So where to head? There's a lot of different areas at the moment. I think the whole cloud area is booming. What used to be in the servers is now being cloudified, and I think if I were to put my money somewhere, in terms of where to find jobs, also in a few years' time, in big quantities, big numbers, I would say it would be cloud. If you can combine Android and cloud expertise, even better. And then when it comes to which cloud to put your money in, if you want to work for businesses, I think Azure is very common. Business to business services and etc. If you want to be working at startups or different product companies, it tends to be more towards perhaps the Amazon, AWS, and etc. But I think it's impossible to be sure which one is booming in 5 years' time. But I think the JavaScript Node combination is quite typical, I think, these days. But we'll see what's the situation in a few years' time.
Yes, thank you very much. I will not be regret anymore that an Android. You make me relax.